There's so many really good things we can touch on there. One of them being, I like what you said about when your kid comes to you with a problem, you're like, okay, what are some ways to solve it? And I've been thinking a lot lately about how important critical thinking is and problem solving. And I'm finding more and more people, especially with all the stuff that's happening with tech, with Google, with social media, with AI. I feel like they're losing that. I feel like people go, well, I don't want to learn how to use my brain and problem solve. I either just want to ask mom and dad to give me the answer, or I want to hit a button on ChatGPT. And I'm wondering if, like, in the next 3 to 5 years, being able to actually use your brain for critical thinking and problem solving is going to be the thing. Because it's a muscle, and people are not using the muscle. What's going to happen in 5 years to the people who never really learned to use that? And is that going to be like a superpower for guys like you and I who like grew up needing to use that? So where do you think that's going to go when that becomes like a missing piece in the human equation of problem solving because people are relying too much on AI, which by the way, I've been playing with it a lot lately. I'm blown away at how much bad information ChatGPT gives you that people just go, hey, it must be true. And I'm like, it's 100% wrong, but they trust it. It's crazy.
I think we all know the answer on what's going to happen. People are not going to be getting any smarter. That's for sure. The muscles will be fatigued. Anxiety will spike. I mean, imagine moving to a new town and not having GPS. I've been in Asheville now for a few years and I still very heavily rely on my GPS. That's just to get from point A to point B. But that same analogy will be in critical thinking and problem solving. If the AI is not working, it's just going to be really tough for people to figure it out. I always really looked up to people that had multiple businesses. They've been successful in different areas, and understanding that their core skill set was creative problem solving. People used to say, hey, you're the jack of all trades, the master of none. You ever heard that before?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That got used kind of against me in a negative way for a long time. Have you ever heard that full quote?
No.
It's the jack of all trades, the master of none, better that than the master of one.
Huh.
So that quote is actually saying that if you are sufficient in a lot of different things, you are more able to adapt and move forward under any circumstance than if you are just laser focused on one thing. And I got so excited and upset when I heard that quote because I felt like it had been used against me for a while because I like to be knowledgeable in a lot of different areas to where I can have intelligent conversations with the pros that go do the thing, right? But there's a certain creative problem solving curiosity there that needs to be part of your just psyche for you to want to kind of be a jack of all trades. So I would say in today's world, it's really good to be a jack of all trades. That will be the survival method to where you can kind of move back and forth between the shifts that are coming, between the trees that are down, and you can make your path. And maybe your problem solving is getting really good at understanding AI. I don't think there's any problem with learning all about AI if you are learning, but if you're just spoon feeding yourself chat GPT to write all of your emails and do your critical thinking for you, you're not going to be evolving in a way that will keep you going if that one tool decides to go away, or if that tool decides to purposely give you bad information for all sorts of reasons that could happen. So, critical thinking, having good support groups around you, the community that we had here whenever the hurricane happened, we were meeting at different neighbors' houses. Someone would cook breakfast. We'd pull together our stuff for lunch because we didn't have food either. So it's really interesting to see how you act when you know you're not going to have food. Like, how much do you share? How much do you set aside? And it was really cool to kind of see that side of myself. But, in my business, I've always made sure to build alliances and community as well, because that has served me in times where my business was in the gutter. My relationships is what saved me.